Hello everyone. Today we'll do the part 4 of national income, which means we'll study about the concepts which we have already discussed, and we'll see the derivation numerical part, that how do we solve these numericals. Now in this particular video, we'll discuss about these following concepts which are very important for your numericals, like GDP at MP, GNP, NDP, and so on. So let's start. Now, there are concepts of domestic product and of national product. Now, how do we identify in the question that the following concept is of domestic or of national? So, look at the middle term over here. See, this is gross domestic product at market price. This is net domestic product, and so on. So what we are doing it, see the middle term of this term, entire term. So D stands for your domestic product, which means the goods and services have been produced within the domestic territory. Now, if you see the last term, which is NDP at FC, this stands for net domestic product at factor cost, also known as domestic income. You need to remember that if in the question it says calculate domestic income, which means you need to find out NDP at FC. Similarly, come to the concept of national product. Look for again the middle term, N. Now this N stands for national concept, which means it has come from the concept of normal residence, which we have discussed in our previous classes and our previous videos as well. So the last term NNP at FC stands for net national product at factor cost. So this stands for national income. So please be very clear. D stands for domestic, N stands for national, and how we are finding it out using or seeing the middle term of this entire terminology, GDP. Now, let's understand that what do we actually mean by this term. So, look at the term GDP at MP. We have seen in newspaper GDP बढ़ गई, GDP कम हो गई, GDP growth rate इतना है, GDP है क्या? Now, G stands for gross. Now, gross means that it includes the production of goods and services by all the three sectors: agriculture, manufacturing, and services. When you see the next, which is domestic, which means the goods are being produced within the domestic territory of India. Now, who is producing it? It's none of our business. We are only concerned that it should be produced within our domestic territory. Now, when you see the next term, which is product or production, which means it is being produced within a financial year. What is a financial year? It starts from April 1 to March 31st. So, coming back to the actual definition of GDP. So, it defined as the market value of all final goods and services produced in a country in a given period of time. Now, it has four parts. First term, market value. Now, market value, which means we are calculating only the market price at which the goods are being sold to the consumers. Then, final goods and services, which means we are only including the value of final goods and services and not of intermediate goods. And why we are doing so? If we'll include the value of intermediate products, it will lead to double counting. So in order to avoid that, we are including only final products. Then it should be produced within our country. Yes, we have already discussed क्योंकि concept क्या है? Domestic. So it should be produced within our domestic territory. And then again in a given period of time. Yes, within a one financial year. So the entire GDP definition becomes what? GDP is the market value of all final goods and services being produced in a country in a given period of time. Now, if you look at GDP at factor cost, the only difference between this and factor cost definition is what? That it is the money value. Money value, which means जो एक producer की एक cost है, उसके लिए डेफिनेशन क्या बन जाती है, मनी वैल्यू ऑफ ऑल फाइनल गुड्स एंड सर्विस बीइंग प्रोड्यूस्ड इन अ कंट्री. द डिफरेंस बिटवीन these two terms you can see it over here, एक है GDP at MP, एक है GDP at FC. So market price पे क्या है, market value, और factor cost पे क्या है, money value. The difference between the two is what, net indirect taxes. When we subtract net indirect taxes from market price, we get what, at factor cost. And how do we find out net indirect taxes? It was indirect taxes minus subsidies. Coming to the next, which is net domestic product at market price. Again, market price hai, so it is what, market value. Domestic hai, so yes, produced within the domestic territory. But आगे क्या है, net लग गया. Net means it does not include what, depreciation. We already discussed in the previous video. The gross से net पे जाने के लिए we subtract depreciation. We are doing same. If you look at this particular term, ये है GDP at MP और ये क्या है, NDP at MP. अब DP और MP सेम है, DP and MP is same. So gross से net पे जाने के लिए we are doing what? We are subtracting depreciation from that. Similarly, the next is what? NDP at FC. The above term was at market price. This term is at factor cost. The only difference is what? That was market value. This is what? Money value. Again, net hai to inclusive of, sorry, exclusive of depreciation. And NDP at FC is known as domestic income. Again, GDP at FC से NDP at FC के लिए हमने क्या करा है, ये subtracted depreciation. Now, the next concepts of national product. Again, I talked about what कि national हम कैसे identify करते हैं, from the middle term, which is national, and we give the concept of normal residence. Again, MP है, so market value, FC है, so money value, and national है, which means it should be produced by the normal resident. Should be produced by what? Normal residents. So previously क्या था, D है तो domestic territory, N है so normal residence. Again, MP है, FC पे जाने के लिए हम क्या कर रहे हैं, minus NIT. So net indirect taxes are what? Indirect taxes minus subsidies. Coming to the next, NNP at MP. Again, market price है, so market value. National है, so produced by what? Normal residents. Net है, so exclusive of depreciation. So G से N के लिए हमें क्या करेंगे? We are subtracting depreciation. Again, NNP at FC, factor cost है, so money value. National है, so normal residence, and net है, so exclusive of depreciation. And NNP at FC is known as what? National income. Now, observe this figure. You can see this is the map of US, wherein over here we give the concept of GDP. Now D stands for domestic. You can see different countries flag over here, which means we are not concerned with who is producing in our country. We're only concerned with that it should be produced within our domestic territory. This will give the concept of GDP. See it over here, that is national, which means that it should be produced by the normal residents. Where they are residing, it's not of concern, but should be produced by normal residents. And how do we make it? If the question is of GDP at MP, we add NFIA to it to get what? GNP at MP. Now, these are the formulas which you will be using in the question. Now see the derivation. You are being given the question GDP at MP. MP पे है, हम FC पे जाने के लिए क्या कर रहे हैं, minus NIT. Rest your entire term will remain same. अब question क्या है, GDP at FC. What you'll do it, you'll subtract depreciation, तो वो क्या बन जाएगा, NDPAT-FC, which is known as what, domestic income. Now see the reverse as well. NDPAT-FC में आप प्लस डेप्रिसिएशन करेंगे तो वो क्या बन जाएगा, सॉरी प्लस NIT करेंगे तो वो आपका MP पे आ जाएगा. सिमिलरली प्लस डेप्रिसिएशन करेंगे तो वो GDPAT-MP बन जाएगा. This is just one part of depreciation. In question, you should be very clear with the three equations. Be very clear with that. Now, how you'll present your answer in examination? I have done the two ways you can present your answers. One is this and second is this. You can use any which way you are comfortable. Suppose I'll explain the first one. You need to find out NDPAT-FC and question में given है GNPAT-MP. We'll move step by step. First term क्या है, gross. आपको क्या चाहिए, net. ग्रॉस से नेट पे जाने के लिए हम डेप्रिसिएशन को सब्ट्रैक्ट करते हैं. When we do that, हमारा टर्म क्या बन गया, NNP@MP, क्योंकि बाकी पूरा टर्म विल रिमेन सेम. NP, NP, MP भी सेम है. तो हमने क्या करा, सिर्फ G से N बनाया, क्या बन गया, डेप्रिसिएशन. नाउ ऑब्जर्व दीज टू टर्म. ये क्या है, NNP@MP और ये NDP. तो फर्स्ट N तो सेम हो गया. अब सेकेंड टर्म क्या है, ये N है नेशनल और ये सेकेंड टर्म क्या है, डोमेस्टिक. तो नेशनल से डोमेस्टिक पे जाने के लिए हम क्या करते हैं, NFIA माइनस करते हैं. माइनस कर दिया, MP विल रिमेन सेम. तो टर्म क्या बन गया, NDP@MP. सो N हो गया, D हो गया, ये हो गया करेक्ट. अब क्वेश्चन में यहाँ पे क्या है, MP. हमें चाहिए क्या, FC. क्या करेंगे, माइनस NIT. These are the three equations which we have used to do a numerical. You can do in any which way in your examination, either part 1 or part 2. Plus be very clear, NFIA ko how do we write it down, factor income from abroad minus factor income to abroad, and NIT indirect taxes minus subsidies. Let's see this question. You need to find out domestic income or NDPAT-FC. अब क्वेश्चन में क्या गिवन है, GNPAT-MP. नाउ सो व्हाट वी आर डूइंग इट अगेन, G है, G से N पे जाना है, सो माइनस डेप्रिसिएशन. N से D पे जाना है, सो माइनस NFIA. और MP गिवन है, फैक्टर कॉस्ट चाहिए, सो अगेन माइनस NIT. We'll put the values, you'll get the answer as 5400. Basically what we have done it, we have used the three equations to solve it. Similarly, you can see in this question as well. Question में निकालना क्या है, NNPAT-FC. क्या गिवन है, G. अब G से N पे जाने के लिए माइनस डेप्रिसिएशन, ठीक है, कर दिया. फिर D है, D से N पे जाने के लिए प्लस NFIA, कर दिया. एंड MP से फैक्टर का जाने के लिए माइनस NIT, वो भी we have done it. So this is your question. This is how we solve the numericals and the base of your national income calculation, and I hope it is clear to all. We'll see in the next videos that what are the methods of calculation of national income.